Hi, this is Kristie Hubler with fabricatedframes.com, and this is the Gingerbread House frame pin ornament. It is a photo frame for a 1.5 by 2.5 inch photo, and it has 6 parts, and it has the frame front with the design. It has the backing, second frame front border, or FFB I call it, that backs this, and they face design print outwards. That part goes on top of the frame middle, which is this piece. The second and third panel in the middle, the 2 middle panels, when they're connected with ribbon, which is thread in and out in both directions through the holes and knotted and glued on both sides, makes the photo pocket. The photo pocket will go inside. These 2 white holes here are for these are for the brooch pin that is removable. The brooch pin, metal brooch pin back bar style, holds in these 2 holes, or you can slide them in and out through the pocket. Then this, the third panel, the frame middle, goes on top of the easel back, and then the easel back has a hole on both the easel back and the third panel for hanging. You could also hang through here, and these are the strut leg panels, the back and the front. They will eventually be split. I'm going to cut a piece of clear easel strut leg in the shape of the strut leg, after, of course, the outside edges are cut, trimmed, and folded under and glued. I'm going to cut a piece of clear, really flexible. This is so flexible. You could either use, this is like a poly bag, you could use a sheet protector, you could use clear vinyl, you could even use fleece or flannel or felt if you're making them out of fabric. And it's really flexible, and that's going to be sandwiched between the 2 strut legs. One side split, there's a middle line right here that I'm going to fold under on both sides, and so the piece of clear plastic is going to show right through here, and that's going to allow it to bend. And where these white boxes are, that's where you're going to put hook and loop, or Velcro as some people call it. And when we do that, I will show you how to do that. But for now, we have, let's see here, we have these pieces. We have the front, we have the frame front border, the front design with the print with the design. We have the second frame front border, or second FFB, that backs face, the designs face out, and the print sides will go together. So this is the third one. This is your frame middle, or your inside frame easel back. This is the design easel back. If you wanted, you can paint things on the back if you want. I put this, I did another version of this Merry Christmas with the gingerbread and the snowman, and I put the gingerbread on the back leg. That's my second one that I'm going to upload. In case somebody wants to have a design on the strut leg, you could do that. It's up to you. And what I did was I cut out all 6 panels. Initially, it looked like it's a 1-sheet printable. It's a 1-sheet printable like that. So I cut out all the panels. I trimmed everything away. Then I cut into, with the picture windows, into the inner corners and out along the lines away from the outer corners. As you can see with this one, I would probably print this on regular paper, mode, because if you print it on brochure, I think your printer bleeds out too much color. But if you have better quality paper cardstock, you may not do that. So just try it. It's only, this is cheap. This is like 5 cents a sheet. It's so inexpensive. But if you see, I have lines to cut away everything. So where it's white and negative, that's being cut away. And I used this, this is Fiskars makes a non-stick pair of scissors that you could use. So this is great for crafting with glue and adhesives. And it's pointy, so, and to take out these to take out the holes, I used a hole puncher. Now, for if you're going to do this though, you may want to use a crafter's hole puncher. I have to go find my purple one because this one, it's okay, but it doesn't have much reach. So you want to use a longer hole puncher that gets in more, and go from there. And let's get this all situated. I got to make my clear strut leg and finish making all these. I got to put the ribbon through these two panels here to connect them, and then assemble with glue and finish the strut leg, making it bendable, adding the ribbon. That's what I have to do next. Alright, this is Kristie Hubler with FabricatedFrames.com, and we're making this, what I call, Gingerbread House convertible frame pin ornament for 1.5 by 2.5 inch photo that you can hang on your tree, or as a pendant, or even as a gift tag, a favor, a table card for dinners. There you go. Thank you. So here is the clear strut leg, and basically what I did was I took any clear piece that was big enough that fit it, like this poly bag that I use, for example, and I laid it on top of the inner corner here. I used a Sharpie marker, I laid that on top, and I gently traced over it, and I traced inside the lines away from the marker. And you can trim away probably up to 1/8 of an inch around the edge inward. That way it fits inside, and just cut it with, your scissors. And now I'm going to cut, you see where I made that cut mark? So I'm going to cut that inner line, and I'm going to fold the flaps under. And I'm doing that for both of these. And the reason why I have this is because you see how it fits inside? You see how it fits inside? It's kind of hard to see. It will fit inside, and that way that space that'll be left when the flaps are folded under, that's going to be where it's going to bend. So you want to have it where it fits inside there. And again, this is just a craft. So this is a fun craft to do. So it takes very minimal. I mean, you could even use a Ziploc bag if you want. You could do that. For the photo sleeve though, for the photo sleeve, what I use is acid-free sheet protectors. Because obviously you want your photos to look nice and you want them to last. So the paper is acid-free. And the photo sleeve that you use, you could cut a 1.5 by 2.5 inch piece of clear acid-free photo-safe sheet protector to fit inside, because what it'll do, it'll fit inside. When the ribbon connects these two panels, it'll make a photo pocket, so it's going to fit inside those, and be where the edge of the holes, the edge of the inner holes are, is going to sit inside there, so that it doesn't move around. And the ribbon's going to stop it basically, and that's kind of like thread, if you will. It's being thread through the holes in both directions when the frames are like that. The holes, because the holes mirror each other on panels 2 and 3, and they'll go in and out for you, and with the thread in both directions, and that'll make your photo pocket hole. But yeah, use acid-free clear sheet protector. That is going to be your photo sleeve, and clear and acid-free, photo safe. Very, very, very good. It's in lieu of glass, and it helps to protect the photo. Alright, let me start gluing and connecting. Here is the 3mm wide or 1/8 inch wide ribbon. I would use about 18 to 24 inches or slightly less than between 1/3 and 2/3. I'm going to say close to 2/3 just so you have extra to knot with on both sides and feed through back. Ribbon. So 3mm by 2/3 meter or 1/8 inch wide by 2 feet, roughly 18 to 2 feet, 18 inches to 2 feet. And you see the ribbon is fed through in and out, in one, out the other, in one direction, and now I'm going to go back through the holes and do the other direction. Here the ribbon is thread in through the other direction. If you need a safety pin or a straight pin to help you feed it through the holes, you can do that. But now I'm going to loop it and tie off, make a knot on this side, and then on the other side, it's good to feed it through that last hole again, because then you can use this area here to knot, and then turn it over and knot through this loop right here, and then trim off your excess and glue down your tails and knot on both sides. And now you have your photo pocket, and just need to glue down everything, all the flaps. Okay, so I decided, so I cut out the piece of clear strut leg piece. I don't know if you can see, it's a 90-degree angle, another 2 side angles, and then the top angle. So what I did was I have the bottom piece here with the gingerbread. That's going to be the bottom of the strut leg that faces out. And I used scrapbooking tape. I think it's the best to keep these super flat, because if I use the hot glue, I'm thinking it may be bulky, especially around these edges. You could also use a glue stick, an acid-free glue stick too, just to keep the bulk down, unless you can get the hot glue really thin, because that way they won't be sticking outwards a bit, I found. But I mean, you can do whatever, you know, any kind of adhesive. I have all kinds of adhesives. And I found my Velcro, my hook and loop, my 1 1/4 inch metal brooch pin back. That's on here. That's 35mm. And it's available at Craftsy Print in bag and, Michael's, Joann's, Walmart, in packs. Just look for the 1 1/4 inch size. Also try consumercrafts.com. So, okay, so what I did was I took, where's my plastic piece? And my plastic piece, where'd it go? I made 2 plastic pieces here. They blend into the table. Okay, I know I had the other, well, anyway, we'll use, I almost lost this one. I had 2, so I'm going to turn it over, and I put double-sided scrapbook tape down, and I peeled the backing off, and I'm going to do this. I did the top side of the bottom half, and I put the tape down, and I'm going to put this down. Make sure I got the right one. It's so hard when it's clear. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so bear with me. It's hard to hold the camera and do this at the same time, and the fact that it's clear, and I'm trying to get it centered. Ooh. Okay, so then there we go. May have to add some glue to there, but that's that. And let's see, will this work? I had extra glue. Maybe. Oh yeah, that works. That holds it down. Let's some extra glue here, and use some hot glue, and then we'll use some scrapbooking tape. I'm going to mix it up. So basically, I put the bottom with the gingerbread. I put that your bottom front if you don't have the gingerbread, because I'm going to have this with gingerbread and without all over. So the front bottom of the strut leg, face it down, put your clear piece down. Make sure that the top edge is fused down with some tape or hot glue or some kind of adhesive. Then tuck it in these little leaves, these little flaps here, and then glue these all down. And then do the same for the top. Here it is, the top. Put that in, put here, the bottom side down first, and then slide the clear into your other 3 remaining sides and get that glued down. And then you adhere the flaps down on the back side of the strut legs, and you put that over it and glue that down. And same thing with the top piece that gets the Velcro on the back side of the strut leg. And I'm going to stop and glue down all my flaps. Oh, also here, I have to glue all the flaps down here, but I connected this. I double knotted on both sides. I thread the ribbon through the holes. I have to hole punch the backs, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the back side first and get it down, and then hole punch, so that way the holes will show nicely on the back side. That's what I'm going to do. Alright, let me stop. Okay, so I'm about ready to put hot glue in between the top and bottom layers. I have used this lovely double back scrapbooking tape. I peeled it, I cut it in half actually, so they were actually half the width, because these were kind of small, these flaps, and I put a ton of it in there. You could use hot glue, but I decided I wanted it to be kind of flat, so I used the scrapbooking tape. There's fabric fused, there's glue stick, acid free. If you want to use that, you could do that. Now, once you get your panels together and you have your clear panels, you could see in between, okay, you can't see it because it's clear. There you go, see? Before you finish, you want to add the ribbon into the inside. So take the end and try to line it up as nicely and neatly and aligned to the 90-degree edge as you possibly can. And glue on both sides inside. I'm going to go on the inside on both sides. Then press it together. Then on the back, you'll add your Velcro hook and loop. I would put let me turn it around this way. I would put the hook part, the rough part on here, and the soft part on your main frame. I would put the soft loop on here, and on where you align this, and you put your there. Oh shoot, I'm gonna be right over that hole. Well, you know what? Add glue here and add glue here. I'm gonna separate this. One thing I didn't do. Oops. I'm gonna leave a space here where the Velcro is, so that way it goes over that hole when I hole punch it. And then that way you'll have Velcro on one side and Velcro on another side with a spacer. That way it goes over that hole. Oops. One thing I forgot to do, I have my holes line for my frames for my 2x3 photos, and I use that same on center 1 1/4 inch, not realizing I have to shrink down the house shape frame to fit the 1.5 by 2.5 photo. So you can have different holes. They come in 1 inch, and they come in 3/4 inch, and 1.5 inch. The way mine are formatted, I use the 1 1/4 inch, which is available on craftsyouprint.com in their supply section. So you want whatever pin you want. You want your on center, from center to center of this hole to center of this hole, to be whatever the center of this to the center of this is. Now I have it as white If you want, I could print it where it's not white, where it's closer to this color but slightly lighter. But you get my picture, hopefully. Plus the fact that this is going to hide them. So, I mean, really, it's a matter of taste, of colors, and, you know, placement and whatnot. So, but the boxes are there as a guide for the size you want. Since I use this nearly 1-inch ribbon, I think it's like 7/8 inch, it works with this size box that I mean, you can make it smaller, you can paint this in. You're not hurting my feelings. Really, it's all about taste and subjective. So there you go. So let me finish getting this all together. Alright, so we have the 2 panels connected with the ribbon to make the photo pocket. I just have to glue my flaps down. We have your frame, we have the front with the design. I glue those down, put that on top and glue that down. Put the back on the back, make sure the flaps are down. I'm going to connect the Velcro onto the back of here to connect the back, the loop Velcro here, and then I'll finish by standing this frame connected, the strut leg connected to the easel back before I hole punch. And then I'm going to stand it so we can figure out how much it's going to pitch out and stand on its own, and then finish off by, you know, adding the Velcro hook and loop to the bottom right corner and the ribbon tail to make it stand. Okay, so I have the panels together, I have them glued down, all the flaps are glued down onto, for all 4 of these and for the 2 strut legs. So I have the Velcro, I added more, but I have that center out. So now I just have the 2 soft ones that I'm going to align when I press it onto the back. I have the ribbon tail extending out, attached inside. Now I'm going to add, that's the middle panel. I'm going to have the second frame from border. That's the inside frame from border that connects to the frame middle that makes the photo pocket. I'm going to put this on top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by adding glue at the bottom and centering that. And then I'm adding glue here and centering it to make sure, and then here. And then go around the outer edges with the glue to connect them. That way all your edges are sealed. You don't really have to do it to between the second and the third, but do it with the gluing the inside, aligning all the edges, and the outer area, because you want to make sure that between the second and the third, that's your pocket for your photo. So don't glue that shut. And then when you're done, I'm going to glue this onto the easel back onto the back of the number 3, and then we'll connect and figure out the pitch and standing with the strut leg. Okay. Okay, so we have all the panels, the main frame structure panels glued together insides, and be very careful with the glue gun because it can be really heavy, so try to be as light and thin, like using the nozzle to kind of thin it out, and try not to glue any of the hole over any of, get glue near the holes, because you want to make sure that, you know, hot glue stringy. So, you know what I mean. I'm sure you've worked with it. So, that's the key, is keeping the messy factor down to a minimal. And same thing with these. The glue, you know, make sure your glue, holding this and holding the camera at the same time. It's hard. You want to make sure that there isn't any glue, and sometimes you're using the back of the paper with white, and you could always take craft paint and paint over that if you want. You could also laminate the sheets before. There's self-laminating sheets that are out in the market that you could use. You don't have to use. I used a poly bag that I put my dad's pot holders in when I make them, when he gives them as gifts for Christmas. You can use a sheet protector. You could use Ziploc bags. This here is bamboo fleece, and I use that with the brick house frame. So you could use that, something not, you know, not something that doesn't fray. Felt, what else? Thick ribbon. Well, no, maybe not that, but you know, you want something that's going to be bendable between the layers, the top and bottom, between the front and back layers. Alright, now we're going to stand the frame. So, we're going to align this, make sure that it's 90 degrees, and it's hard doing this when I have the camera, so let me see if I can do this. So, I'm going to go and align it, and then I'm going to add the Velcro. Wait, that looks small. Wait a second, wait, bigger. Wait, do this, I'm going to add that, and then add this, you know, facing them. Can you see that? Can you see what I did? I laid them on top, and I'm going to add the glue, and I'm going to press it to the back side of the loop side here on both tabs, and I'm going to press down. So, oh, wish me luck because I'm doing this with the camera on. So, ooh, stop it. No, stop. See, this is what happens. It flips on you. It's like you want to get enough glue, but you also want to get it, you know. Oh, okay, this may be a mess, but so this is just a tutorial, so if this is messy, I apologize.